Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain For You. So today's topic is going to come from that, I put out a request where I said, hey, give me some topic ideas. I thought this one was particularly interesting. A couple of people were talking about acceptance, indifference, and somebody asked also, what's the difference between acceptance, indifference, and resignation, like quitting? And so that's today's topic for us. Before we do that, take a couple of nice deep breaths. It's a crisp day. It's probably in the high 30s. Wind is blowing. Remember to put a glove on the hand. It's holding the camera. My other one's in my pocket. So, gonna breathe in some of the fresh, clean air. Exhale the indoor air. Breathe in the peace. Exhale the stress. Breathe in the strength. Exhale the perceived weakness. So, what's the difference between acceptance, indifference, and resignation and quitting? Well, when I talk about indifference and not caring about the pain, not giving it attention, shifting your focus away from it, it's not quitting. All you're doing is suggesting this pain is not important, right? Acceptance is pretty much like saying, I know a lot of people hate this phrase, well, it is what it is. But it's highly accurate. The radical acceptance of what is currently going on, and doing the best you can to lose the resistance to it, the desperation to change that. This is not how things are supposed to be. And if you think things are not how they're supposed to be, you're going to be always trying to change it and resisting this thing that you don't believe it's supposed to be. And I don't believe we are supposed to have pain or chronic symptoms. But it is what it is. We have them. And trying to control them, being desperate to get rid of them, the way the brain and the body works together, the mind-body connection, you know, you may hate this phrase too, what we resist persists. And so the more we focus on something and stare at it and try to push it away, the more we're using those neural connections, right? If we're using those neural connections, they're not going to let go, are they? So, acceptance is really just saying, okay, this is where I'm at. I can't control it, but you can choose your reaction to it. And that's where I really encourage you to take ownership of this process, is not to try to control the pain, because I don't think you can directly control it. But how you respond to it can absolutely influence the pain. The more we freak out, probably the higher the pain is going to get, or at minimum, the longer it's going to stick around. The more we can the more we can respond in a calm, reassuring way that it's just TMS, that will be fine, and let's sit with the discomfort, and that's okay. That's what I mean by like acceptance, and choosing your response. Indifference is literally saying, I don't care. I just don't care if I hurt or not, because life is more important than me avoiding the pain and babysitting it and trying to control it. And so acceptance and indifference are kind of two peas in a pod. They both go together. You can't really be indifferent and not care if you're not in acceptance. Now, some people say, I never want to accept the pain. That means I'm quitting. No, absolutely doesn't. It just means you're going to stop arguing with what is actually the current state of your being, right? Resignation and quitting is all about saying, there's no hope. This is the way my life is going to be forever. And I am absolutely not saying acceptance or indifference is anywhere close to quitting and resignation. Absolutely not, because that is based on the belief that there's no way you can get out of this. And that is absolutely the complete opposite of what acceptance and indifference is all about. Again, acceptance is just saying, I'm where I am. And all the fighting in the world, all the arguing in my head in the world, every doctor's appointment and every treatment, all these things don't change where I am right now. So maybe learn to be at peace with it. And for those of you who say, yeah, but I can't accept it. This is awful. It's horrible. I hate it. You're going to keep it persistent. And so I'm asking you with all my heart to just embrace the concept that I am where I am, and fighting with that concept won't help you get better. It'll just keep things going. So look, that's like spending all day pissed off that it's raining. You're resisting the rain. Great. Does that change the rain? Nope. Does it help you enjoy your day? Not at all. Right? You can't change the rain. You can't change that. I'm not thrilled about it becoming winter. If you can notice, all these trees are bare now. No more green leaves around me. I can resist it. I can complain about it. Is that going to change it? Not at all. So I accept that it's wintertime here in Pennsylvania. It's going to get colder and colder and more chilly out here as I do these videos for you guys and gals. So hopefully you understand the acceptance. The indifference is really the whatever. I'm going to hurt anyway, whether I fight with myself over it all day long or if I just accept it and go, okay, it's here. Right? Shift my attention back to living my life. Those approaches work because they teach the brain that you're safe. If you're constantly resisting and fighting with the pain and desperate to fix it, you're really sending danger signals to your brain that says, this is awful, I'm in danger, this is bad, this pain is dangerous. And again, the indifference and acceptance is a lot easier to get to when you've done some of the foundational stuff. You've learned about TMS. You understand who Dr. Sarno is and what his discovery was, and that you're actually not broken. It's just the symptoms and the pains are created in the brain as a way to protect you from something the brain perceives as dangerous. Sarno theorized it was these overwhelming, scary, dark, dangerous emotions, right, that we have been resisting and repressing for all these years. Then once the pain gets persistent, the brain learns all sorts of things are quote-unquote triggering to our symptoms, whether it be movement, thoughts, emotions, social situations, responsibility, kids, parents, pets, whatever. Lots of these things can trigger us. And the brain responds with pain because it perceives those things as dangerous because of the way we are reacting to those things. And so it's just a maladapted protection mechanism. And for anybody who says, pain is here to protect me, it's torturing me. But it's not. Pain is supposed to be here to protect us from doing something that is dangerous or damaging. In the case of TMS, the brain is just misunderstanding. In the case of chronic pain, the brain is misinterpreting these normal sensations as dangerous, these normal movements as dangerous, and therefore the pain persists and becomes chronic. So look, I teach indifference all the time. I don't speak quite as much about acceptance because I think it kind of goes along with the indifference. If you can get to the point where you go, I'm hurting today, but whatever, life is more important, that pretty much includes acceptance. You're already there. So they're not two separate and distinct things. They're kind of two faces of the same dollar bill, if you will. And resignation and quitting is absolutely not what indifference or acceptance means. If you've got that misperception that if I accept it, then I'll never get better. No, that's not true. Resignation and quitting is literally just kind of projecting into the future that you'll never get better. And unfortunately, the brain's listening. So if you're always saying, I'm never going to get better, I better just accept that I'm never going to get better, now you're combining acceptance with a negative belief, and I don't recommend that at all. Acceptance of where we are, it's uncomfortable. That's fine. But don't accept that you're never going to get better. Don't tell yourself you're never going to get better, because your brain's listening. And the brain's job is to keep you safe, alive, and give to you what it believes you are instructing it to give you. So if you are saying, I'm never going to get better 18 times a day, brain's listening. How well do you think you're going to be able to get rid of the pain that's created in the brain if you keep on telling your brain, I'm never going to get better? So don't quit. Don't resign yourself to a lifetime of pain. That's what doctors tell you. That's what pain management tells you. Pain management simply says, we can't get rid of it, but you got to learn to manage it and live with it. Bullshit. Excuse my language. That's not what this is all about. The TMS approach that I talk about every single day is all about the fact that you are not broken physically, mentally, emotionally, and that there is a way out and you're on it. And so the more you can accept where you are now and not fight it, the more you can learn to be indifferent and whatever, I'm hurting today, so what? I'm going to shift my focus back to living my life. Those things will help teach your brain that you're actually safe. Whereas freaking out, fighting, and hating on the pain does the opposite. It teaches the brain that you're in danger, and it will persist if you do that. So don't quit. Don't resign yourself to a lifetime of pain. You're on the right track. I know it. I see success stories all the time. I think I've posted 7 or 8 of them. I just got another one emailed to me today, so that's like 8 in the past 2.5 days. People are getting better, and you can too. Don't get jealous. Look at that for inspiration. Don't look at that as, depression or sadness or how come not me. Don't get jealous. Get inspired. And if anybody's listening to this and you've had some success, some great success, a complete turnaround, please message me. Send it through Facebook Messenger or drop me an email, dan@painfreeyou.com. Would love to hear your success story. Would love to share them with the group, because the more success we see, the more inspired the entire group gets, and the better and faster people will get well. So, love you guys and gals. I'm going to wrap this one up, and I will see you tomorrow. Later.